E was a sportive video be a asofo mi nu edi nkomo say omujai aware no afei enomu ho ayefe kanene de na omuda prison sa video clone no na Counsellor Lutterodt ejina so aka nsem bi
me bom pa ye ma obi wohwe me say na utie papa yi voice na de obone for de ne sato so de wahwere Ewurade restore ma eja Ewurade hira pa
minia won ayefe dodo Ewurade hey
only say won ayefe
nyame o I think the singleness e ma mema ho yefe
what dey say me ba as a person we can know
no it's true because we are sending on why fee now the wa share hey di ya da prison a chew
mercy
nyame ye da waswate so adi afri abonefo nsam ene Ewurade aduni na humobro enso nyi humfri abonefo nsam yesre Ewurade se Ewurade emma yedie.
Wow, guess what? And Maba Dr. Abbeam Danso Efie, and then me won the palace, the Abbeam City. Me bon pa yema obi wohwe me say na utie papa yi voice na de obone for de nsato so de wahwere Ewurade restore ma. Eja Ewurade hira pa.
Minia. Won ayefe dodo. Ewurade. Hey.
Only say won ayefe.
Nyame o. I think the singleness e ma mema ho yefe.
What dey say me ba? As a person we can know
no it's true because we are sending on why fee now the wa share hey di
in fact Afia Schwar any sister Sabina ono eye mama akoso ase wa fan enso de ayemu a enya asem kuma ne nyina eye Florence Obinim eneni kunu drama ekoso yi na chese amanfo enya banta ewo ho meto me bo ase e de wawram aha eye AJ gossips meaning e de AJ babodin so bet say wadwen wa see video away amon ye binsa etumi aka subscribe na ba de ma so say be ye dropping video bia no onsa ebeka follow ye Facebook and TikTok as AJ gossips enti ni nyina e sha say Sister Sabina ebe ye video ede ma Afia Schwar se Florence Obinim asamba ye wo kan bi sa na ye maame akoso ase wa de e ba ye naka o defend ye maame akoso ase wa until se bibi koso
o se Afia Schwar ye ho no kekam na Obinim wo ya boa wo ye say na obo ye wo asore dem na wo ye say he and Afia Schwar before no maame akoso ase wa ase wo be kan no kresa o wo say maame ne bere wo bo nyina o di malumba ena eche wo hwa bayibu nsam ikobrabo no na fi wo sha asese obejimi Afia Schwar won se we di aka wa afi wo kan kore na nsam a sister ne kan nyina so ye no kore na hwe sansam wo ya Florence atunu ya asole dem ho ne kunu buru ne ade akwase ba bi tu ye se akwase ba bi na me wo se na papa bi di na to na che obafo bi bayifo ba bi onu hunti ya bu Florence Obinim a omu bona kucha wa so dem enya sa so dem no mu nko awo mesi sofu kase bi okumase na mkwa na sole ono nso sa sofu kase bi okumase me na mete na sole dem obi mesi sofu yi one ne yire eti omu ye kan say omu ota so baby asofo tena no na ne mpra nso to first seat wo ha e wo audience nim first audience nim no first seat hona na ne mprate mpese meboga ni din entinye Florence Obinim kwa na efesi sa trouble we ni sa case we sa no monoma we mesi sofu kese bi okumase na me kona so libi one ne yeti ota no so no omu wo akonwa si ho no na ne mpena so ti audience nim first seat no wo brichia baya na brichia mani trum na brichi kokokoko sofu no so pen ma kokopa kokokoko me me body ni say came obi okwa asoro ho that time no bia obehu nipa kra meka yesi gani janu ma na koma yale bi ma na minim se gani kwa na wa wode ya I don't know minim se gani na wa wo kra I don't know so betimi awu mpodi a enti sansem wonina me se afede oba oyi sa ne mpra no atimi nu adwane de si basket mi de breast of yi na sofu ma me kaka na sofu ya buru no na ahwe be ma tetie bi ne na achacha na ogina oba tintin anim ade na mo asofu ma me fo na mo wa no mutimi ma sa ma purupuru we edi nko asam che mo ndenche o madwe mu ma o mo ti na me se me ntimi wale sofu me sisu na sofu pempa ko na mo fe ene ya babrewa ya wunsia ya gigantia me so me catch ma me papa say me dem ntimi wale sofo because adwene ne nye me ntina ma mebo me de ade bobo otiri mu ma opra ntimi me ami we makoma no hu ewe me su ne me ban ntimi ka se da bi enti me sis a woman ni kunu yu brona ne print ni kunu yu brona o te papa enso na nanimu ina ahoho obi se sofo ma me wo se na wa ma asore me se asore no sofo kase bi okuma se ni dwuma odi ano enti ni obi nim kwa na edi o eni tin Paul ba pa Christiasem no hu se sa asem me se ma na mo makoma edin na boni nti mu support sa abaifu asofo we no you people should run for yourself tina sa woman no jani pre ne kra nkwa me don sa afri makoma mu no munyane na munya sa ahode wiasa hu yade ne cars bebrebe yemfa nkwohwe awie ni asem no you people should run for yourself na sa na bi mu na yesi obi ni nkwa na ewe me se me na mkosofu bi aso me pese me bo oba ni di obi abehu esi gani chan man broken heart nti sa ta na ayi akufu adu lockdown aba no na obetena TV so no so na gani na eja no kam ya bobo di kra no chano wate ti se mu ni ma me ka kire mu enye friends nkwa na ekosa ahunyanhia ni mu e man bebre bata hunya die ni sika ayede dada wo mu nti no mu chimi mo mpre mo kra nkwa na mu di abaifo we mu achi run for your life okay na unya uni mu di obenya di asa
etini nsemi na Afia Schwar ase na ye womra no wonsem bi e de ma no because Saudi kokoti ekwa yi ayede asotro eja okwan de onipa guo no nso no enoa eni wotwa enti Sabina babi a wo bia no bra
o se Afia Schwar ye ho no okekam na obi ni mu ya boa o ye o sense de ye dua bini wo mu o se eso ne fom asi ye dua bini ebini wo aboa temenyo shabreso wasia aboa Oduro di na akosia se wan betimi etu ameka aboa wate ekom de mo na manu de bini mu nti no mo se mo afani obi akosia se wa ye kromfo ena me nkodi kromfo achi as simple as ABCD me Afia me ndi kromfo achi that is what it is Oduro ni akosia se obi antimi ntu ameka lumba wu ye ka mabo no aboa wo se pacha se bini sika me ma se wo lumba wu ho no mi busu ani ni wankam de esi usin no mo fun ate kwasi abe kurasi ni awunti bi fo anu nka Florence wo se Florence jijintwi aboa fa ho bra kwasi amene okra
ina eye Florence obinim drama ekoso yi ehon abuse eno na obeka ya na no Florence obinim beka say ni kunu eye obi ase osofo bi mpo efre na o mane nko ena ya prophet atajebi ewo kumasi krofom friend program last month mu hono kra no okuru no ka che ni se sa asofo no ene ni wo problem e ma asofo no kopa ne chewa ansa na o manako so obeka ya enti no ena Counsellor Lutterodt react to sa ensem na Florence e kan ye no odi ba be shem se ono kwa bia etwam no na wo ye program of fresh Charlotte Oduro a wo ye counselor senka omra meboa no enso okache ni se nikunu Apostle Solomon Oduro ese o mane ba ampa no wanko sa komona na odia or react to video na me botre wo no se asofo mienu no edi nkomo se omugya aware no enumu ho ayefe ebuja.
I remember the first time I wanted to invite Charlotte Oduro, Reverend Charlotte Oduro, Counsellor Charlotte Oduro. When I gave her the invitation opportunity to come and do orgasm conference with me, he said he has to talk to the husband first. And the husband declined, so she didn't come. She too, when the marriage started hitting the rock, somebody met me and said, the husband says that, the husband sent a very bad message to me. I didn't respond because we had the clergy together. Because what I know was that they have not divorced. They were in court. All I said, I didn't talk to. Till today, I have not discussed the marriage between Charlotte and the husband. I have not. But let me tell you something funny that happened. I will give you a video. I'm going to give you a video. What this video?
Guess what? And my ba Dr. Abbeam Danso.
If you're on YouTube, you can watch the video.
Me want the palace, the Abbeam City. Me bon pa yema obi wo hwe me say na utie papa yi voice na de obone for the nisa to so de wahwere Evaden restore ma. Eja Evaden chira pa.
Minia. Won ya fedodo. Uradi. Hey.
What is our wife?
Hey, Nyamio. I think the singleness. A man, member, who you feel.
What is our as a person, we can know.
No, it's true because we are sending on wire fee. Now the wire share. Hey, you're the prison. Mercy. Nyame yɛda wase wate so wagye afiri abɔnefoɔ nsam ɛnɛ awurade adom ne n'ahumɔborɔ ɛnso nye wo mfiri abɔnefoɔ nsam yɛsrɛ awurade sɛ awurade ɛma yɛdie.
Wow, guess what? And maba Dr. Abbeam Danso Afia, and then me want the palace, the Abbeam City. Me bon pa yema will be over me say ne utie papa voice na the one for the Nesatoso, the washre, ever then restore mount. Eja, ever the shapa.
Minia, why a fedodo? Hey,
what is our wife?
Hey, Nyamio. I think the singleness, a man, member, who you feel.
What is our as a person, we can know.
No, it's true because we are sending on wire fee. Now the wire share. Hey,
Abbeam. It's one of the fastest.
In UK, is it the one in UK?
Yeah, Abbeam. It's the same Abbeam.
Oh, I think I've gone to his church before. Yeah.
Oh, so you know him?
Yeah, I went to visit a friend who stayed around his side. I've gone to his church twice before, yeah.
Okay. His marriage has collapsed too, eh?
Oh, I didn't know. I don't follow him like that.
Oh, okay. He says singleness makes men look very fresh, and both of them are looking very sweet and fresh because they are all single now, and they were in prison. So marriage is an imprisonment. But ever since they got divorced, things are better for them. And that is Charlotte Oduro's husband and Abbeam. When the divorce happened between the two of them, Charlotte and the husband, my stand was clear. I was not defending any of them. I was speaking the truth between the two pastors. Well, I didn't see Charlotte's husband looking dirty before the divorce. The way he's looking now is the same way I saw him when he was with Charlotte. Charlotte too now looks very beautiful. As a matter of fact, if they say singleness, and let's keep this on record, that's my opinion. If Abna, please speak, Mr. Speak. Thank you very much. Mr. Speak, welcome. I'm saying that as a matter of fact and truth, if what Apostle Oduro said, specifically concerning he being divorced and now single, he's looking beautiful and handsome, and singleness is better on him, I will not doubt it. But for those of you who had the previous image of Counsellor Charlotte Oduro, if you watch Charlotte Oduro today, unless you want to be deceptive, she looks better. When she started makeup now, her beauty is out. Now she wears wig. She doesn't leave her hair like she's Madam. So if true that singleness out of marriage, specifically they are supposed to say divorce, not singleness. What they want to say is that divorce makes a man look fresh and sweet. Then it's true. Charlotte Oduro looks more sexy, sweet, presentable, sumptuous, more now than when she was married to Apostle Oduro. And I'm saying this because of their video.
Wow, guess what? And then Dr. Abbeam Danso Afia, and then we want the palace, the Abbeam City. Me bon pa yema will be over me say ne utie papa voice na the one for the Nesatoso, the washre, ever then restore mount. Eja, ever the shapa.
Minia, why a fedodo? Hey,
what is our wife?
Hey, Nyamio. I think the singleness. A man, member, who you feel.
What is As a person, we can know.
No, it's true because we are sending on wire fee. Now the wire share. Hey, you're the prison at you. Mercy.
So the two of them were in prison because they were married. And some of us are still in prison. But I still look handsome. Actually, this morning I look at my face. I have not slept. But I realized that my gray hair fits me so much. And I was going to ask Clarice a question. She's left. Clarice, come back if your network is dropping. Abna. Oh, how do I lose Abna? Oh,
she's coming back. She's got a call.
It's a call. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to ask you a simple question.
Yeah.
You have gone through marriage and you have divorced before. And you are married again. The question is, does divorce make one fresh if you are out of a bad marriage?
Divorce, you know what? I think it's just like two petty men talking, actually. Because petty men, sorry.
There are two pastors. Be careful. There are two pastors.
Two. Yeah. Actually, I've been to Abbeam's church before, so yeah, it's two, petty pastors. Because the thing is, it depends what you go through in divorce. Divorce doesn't make anyone glow. It's the individual person. What you've gone through, when you come back and you're like, some people try to, make the most of it. That's if they've given their all. But I don't think I will stand somewhere, even though I've been divorced and I'm married now, I don't think I'll stand somewhere and say, oh, divorce has made me glow or anything like that, because nobody wants to get married and get divorced.
Okay.
If it happens, it happens, and then you move on. But I don't think I will personally sit down with anyone and tell the person, oh, divorce made me glow or stuff like that. Okay. I think that's a very petty comment.
Okay. But in your time when you got divorced, and what did you see yourself like you were losing it?
You know what? I wasn't losing it, but I wasn't glowing, because there's a lot of things to handle when in the talks of divorce. You've got kids, you've got someone you've been together with for a long time, and then things have happened. So there's you think you are thinking about what could have been, and you're also thinking about what I'm going to do with my life now. So the last thing that comes into your mind is even wanting to be with somebody else or glowing as they used. You get what I mean? Because you probably planned your life with somebody else and a kid, and now it's you and your kid, or you, and so there's a lot of things to look into, and this kind of conversations are quite. It's quite a little bit petty, sorry to say. So I don't think that I was like, oh, I'm glowing, I'm divorced, I'm glowing. No, I think that's different from when you date and you're single and you're seeing about 5 people and, doing those things. But marriage, whoever comes out of marriage, the first thing is in glow. It's after you've come out of marriage, assessed a lot of things, and then you probably met someone and you're building that life with that person, trying to make sure you don't, repeat that same mistakes, and that person also being with you and building you up, having what you didn't have. That probably you will say, okay, now I'm glowing with this man. But not like I'm glowing from a divorce. Nobody, I say it, I went through a divorce, although it was like it was a decision that I wanted and stuff like that. I don't think that anybody, divorce is the best thing to do, unless it comes to a place where, you get what I mean, it's probably affecting you and stuff like that. But I wouldn't speak to my friend and say, oh, divorce is, I was glowing after, marriage and stuff like that. I think that's quite a very, very childish thing to say from pastors as well.
But to be honest with you, do you know Charlotte Oduro?
She's looking beautiful.
So what they are saying, won't we attribute it to Charlotte? That Charlotte looks sweet right now.
Charlotte is
very candy, presentable after divorce.
she looks very beautiful. I've seen her and I think she looks very beautiful. But with Charlotte, it was something, there's one thing we're not talking about here, counselor, is we've got a physical, I might be looking like this to you, but there's a lot more going inside me. You get what I mean? And the things I just said was, when you come out of divorce, you're thinking about what the future, what's ahead of you. You get what I mean? And probably one of the things Charlotte is trying to do is she's trying to correct those mistakes she did in that marriage. Because she's comparing and she's looking like, well, this is how I was, and people were looking at me this way, or this is not how I actually want to be. That doesn't mean Charlotte is glowing. That means Charlotte is looking beautiful now, or she's enhancing certain things and trying to change certain things. But glowing should come from within. There's a lot of things that come from within as a person. And you can't just make that silly statement that divorce made me glow, because glowing entails a whole lot of things. Physical attributes is none of that. For me, personally, when somebody is glowing, it's not physical attributes. I think somebody looks gorgeous and beautiful. You glow, that's like it's an inner, I don't know, glowing is an inner peace or inner, how do I put it? It's not something that is just like, oh, me. You come from divorce, you change certain things. Charlotte came from the divorce. She's, like I said, she's looking at the future. She's looking at what kind of mistakes she did in their marriage, or some of the things that she probably doesn't want to associate herself with anymore. And that came with her, coming and looking all dry with that makeup, all natural, all those things. You got that marriage. And she's come off that marriage and she's realized, you know what? That was probably a mistake. So let me try and change certain things. You get what I mean?
Okay.
And so that's her.
So I'm saying to you that in your act of changing the face, you see, as I sit here, Clarice, your inner beauty, to me, is nonsense to me.
Yeah, because you don't need it. Yeah.
I don't need your inner beauty. It is what reflects out that will attract another man. And I don't think that if you are not glowing, if you are not beautiful, if you are not radiating the beauty that a man will want to see, you could have gotten Obroni to marry you after divorce. So if we are looking at Charlotte right now, and the way she's looking, very beautiful, and the husband goes to visit another man who is also out of marriage, and they say that they were in prison, and after the prison, they are looking handsome and more presentable. And I say, well, I'm not seeing their own, but I can see Charlotte's own. We can say Charlotte is glowing.
All right, from your aspect, from your aspect, that's, for me, that's what I'm saying. It's because I've been through it before, so probably I see things a little bit different. But I can say, well, I will probably say divorce did Charlotte a bit of good, because I think personally she looks beautiful. You get what I mean? She looks very beautiful coming out of that marriage. So probably in the next relationship, she's going to meet someone and she's going to undo the mistakes that she did with her first marriage, and she started it. So
I think that one of the mistakes Charlotte will not do now is to marry a man into an uncompleted building.
I don't know that about that.
No. I mean, these are the things. I'm repeating things she has said.
Oh, okay, all right.
Because according to her, she got married and believed in the man, and they started life in an uncompleted building with no light.
Oh, wow.
We call it Shesumami.
That's wow. Interesting.
Like somebody is in UK and they are building a house in Kaswa, and you want to patch there to be a caretaker for the uncompleted building.
No, I don't think I'd have that capacity to go through that kind of
so
difficult life.
This is the beginning of Charlotte, and her life was built around Apostle Oduro, to the extent that she didn't even want to do her hair, no makeup. I mean, could it also be that the way she was looking was so frightful that Oduro didn't love? Because man, I want to, you see, Charlotte's way of the way she was looking was also not presentable as compared to how she is now. So could it be that?
That's what happens, Counsellor. Remember, they try to Sometimes no a member money. No, I realize usually most marriages the men allow the women to be themselves and vice versa. No, and last teacher, because I don't see anybody getting married to me and telling me tone anything down. Hell no, it's not happening. It's not happening because one better me said me one better said me share long skirt. When will be that? And they be I always say this. When they tell you say men yes they go out looking for that same thing in other women. So beba no to say now what share long skirt if you why you 2% I mean makeup be wunye bi I'm not be Counsellor where's your lip gloss today?
Well, unfortunately, because we are in summer, the lips are so soggy and ready for kissing. So I'm not glossing my lips.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm also out of prison. I'm out of prison.
Counsellor Lutterodt so adwentra or the aba video na be boche no eho asofo mienu a omuka se omuti aware no afa no mu ho ayefe na kane no mu wonkwaso mu unu omu ya adwene anase unu omu enya adwene me de bebisa me hu sisi ade se omu nsore ma escort video we ya ebede na ahyemu kwan se omu so nkwa because me sofo aka kire me se ono na ware na ote ho no na odejam na owonkwaso mu entiene na ise enepa bia ni aware mu. Are we encouraging our congregants or church members to marry or we are discouraging them? Eno eyamase biza bebisa se omu video mu ye so omu hye omu nsoroma nim crying so omu nkwaware anase omu discourage omu bu omabam se enepa bia eni aware because the fact say wo ko obi a ekoye sei no enche se obi akwa ebeye sei o paso atimase obi ani ni ti ewiem we ya sha ewo no obi ani ni ti David didi boni bi but nyameka say David is a man after my heart oku Uriah esa ware ne yere chese Abigail kofa no a wone ne wo ye kra no na wo ye obi yire a chese ni kunu ewu e no kofa no yet nyame edo no. There was this person nyame apamadaka efrato okokosom se wuzo se sen minim se dini metwa woods okokosom e hona nyame yakuno na nka apamadaka ekokofrato na wokokosom a nyame kuno enso nyame kuno na chese obi ani ne ti enti ne se wo have video we ya eni de ma no and discourage you say asofo ni mpo na eka say na ne ewukoro mu a the first way yesofo ni chese oyobofo so we fia na no doctor ojaba ebeka say ye pe wona enima ware e wasase so a e asofo enim se ne yesi hira ware so nanso omunima ware onhwe ya e wo channel ye mu ebuja message so be hira wadwen because wadwen hira no mehia e de ayade ye asofo video yo be ye so was it necessary anase omunim de ntia omuyeye Counsellor de wate ne nte ho onso nte ho ene sei hira wadwen ne hye video e mo me ebisa entumika eye eji gossips na make how say Afia Schwar say ne de udisi obetwa it is a wo kan asem a no are very careful eye eji gossips na wase na mama mbo ene hye akra.